History Book of Dinosaurs.
Well, it's been a bit. Hey guys, welcome to another USS history video, and today we are going to be covering another ship sinking, which happened around 3 years after the ever most infamous Titanic one, and a year after World War I started. Now, if you know about ships like I do, and I know a lot about more, but we'll talk about that later, then you know this is, of course, the RMS Lusitania. Now, let's dive in. Now, it's 1907. The Cunard Line has just finished building their first mega vessels of the 20th century. Their mega vessels in question, the Mauretania, Aquitania, and the Lusitania. Woo! Now, these three ships were around 700-ish feet long and around, I don't know how wide they were, but they were pretty fast. However, there were a few problems with them, like the fact their stern was shaking like somebody trying to shake a milkshake. Yeah, weird description, but hey, I digress. Now, these ships were pretty big, hence why the Olympic class was built. The same class that Titanic was, which sank in 1912, as we know. Now, after this ill-fated liner went down taking the lives of 1,500 people, people realized, hey, we need to fit the modern standard, and now there were lifeboats fitted for everybody on board. Like the third class. Now, with Britannic, she was gaining automatic cranes that could help make lifeboat loading and lowering much faster. However, Lusitania was a little weird. Her lifeboats outlined the entire deck, and in all honesty, their design was outdated. They were the old davits instead of the new crane davits that the Olympic class was using, like the Olympic, which survived the 20 years before being scrapped. Now, time to skip a little ahead in time. Skipping 3 years to at some point in 1915. Lusitania is in port, calmly loading passengers. However, there was a warning given by the German army earlier. Which German army? Oh, just the German Empire of World War I. A few days after Lusitania departed and was very close to her destination, something happened. The Lusitania was sailing like normal, and a certain U-boat, not knowing which one, I don't know either, a U-boat had surfaced its scope and detected it. Now, the torpedo was only meant to cause, more than likely, a little bit, just a little bit, or to sink it, who knows. But, let's just say we all know how it goes if you're in the ships. The torpedo strikes right above the bridge, and a big explosion results in the ship starting to have a severe list of starboard and going down by the head. Now, there was also another issue. A second explosion occurred later, which, when you realize you look at the manifest for Lusitania on that voyage, it contained explosives, also known as ammunition, weapons, and other doohickeys for war. So that second explosion is implied to either be weapons or ammunition. Either way, it exploded and accelerated the sinking. She goes down in around 18-ish minutes. As she sinks, her bow goes under, and then you realize, for people who know, she was only in 450 feet deep of water. So, she was sinking rapidly in shallow waters. She had also lost in power and was sinking very much fastly. Only around 5 lifeboats were able to make it out of there before she plunged into the depths, taking 1,900 people with her. However, there was a huge problem. 200 of them were American. Yes, American. So, you can see the big problem here and realize, and may I apply here, because Germany would then lose the entirety of World War I after America joined. Yeah, they lost the war. They shouldn't have done the Zimmergram telegram. Or sank the Lusitania, quite frankly, as they made the U.S. mad about that. And then they also sent a telegram, or at least tried to, send a telegram to Mexico so that way they could be their ally and they could gain their lands back. However, Mexico was currently in the middle of a civil war at that time. You know, just like the French sometimes for no dang reason. So, Britain intercepted it, gave it to the U.S., and, that ended badly. But it should be about everything you should need to know about the Lusitania disaster. There are tons of other videos around this topic that are in much higher quality and go more into detail. But this is about as simple as I can get it before somebody questions why it's so dang long. So it's been a nice time teaching y'all about the Lusitania disaster, but now I gotta yeet myself out of existence. Hey, wait. Is that a like a Panzerkampfwagen? Oh!